Good evening. Just a couple quick things. Also on the minimum wage, very briefly, I had a conversation, I know, with one council member about the definition of family as you assign tasks to staff going forward. The definition of family, you chose the more expansive definition. I decided not to join the chorus of people who came up at the last city council meeting. I figured this might be a more appropriate agenda to get in briefly here. I think there's one piece missing from that. There are many people who have permanent disabilities do work, and they have service animals, and I think that a service animal should be defined as a family member. As somebody who has multiple people in my family who have disabilities, and know people who live and work with service animals, having a service animal not be able to have medical treatment is like having your child or your spouse needing medical treatment. And so to allay any concerns about people claiming my pet is a service animal, you could still put a reasonable restriction in that says it must be a certified service animal, but I would strongly encourage you to consider that, because it will allow people who are disabled to have equal access to employment. The second comment I had this evening is just to give you an update that the legislative deadline for filing bills came last Friday in Sacramento, and over 2,400 bills were filed. And so just to give you an idea, there are several very large bills this year related to affordable housing. And so if you are inclined to check them out, or if you want to ask questions of me at some point offline, AB 35, AB 1335 are the two large bills related to affordable housing development, a permanent source for affordable housing funds, and an expansion of the low-income state housing tax credit, which allows state-level nonprofit developers to leverage additional federal funds to make penciling out affordable housing more easy for them. There's a bunch of other bills in homelessness. We'll be sponsoring three ourselves. SB 252 will waive the cost of GEDs for homeless children and youth, so that those who take an alternative path through education and are homeless can get an educational equivalency. We will also be the sponsors of AB 1228, which will require the state university system to provide on-campus housing, prioritize it for homeless children and youth who attend college, and make it available to them during breaks. And then finally, AB 447 there's a rather unsavory practice of insurance providers denying and terminating habitation insurance to homeowners who choose to rent their properties to people participating in the Section 8 voucher program. And it is really seriously impacting the availability of for-market housing that's made available to low-income families. And so we are championing a bill that will add Section 8 voucher participants to the non-discriminatory clause of the insurance code. Thanks.
Any other